So today I'm going to be talking about for blasters and shit like the short stroking, what it does, the tuning of your gas valve and your gas, what type of gas you use. So basically I'll start with short stroking. The reason to short stroke would be to up your cyclic rate or your how fast or snappy your trigger response is. It'll get faster, and depending on how much you short stroke, the slide catch will not work, so when you're out of ammo it won't catch. Essentially this is just a Poseidon Orion or whatever. I've just got one on there because if I put two I won't get the slide lock, and I'm not using any sort of mag adapter for the M4. It increases your gas, basically your gas efficiency as well, depending on how far you go with it. It can up your fire rate if you got an auto pistol as well. I've done this to this one and it's up the fire rate just a little bit. So now I'm going to talk about tuning your gas valve. I'd suggest getting a valve key. Mainly you only use these two. This one is for, I think, M4 or a sniper gas blowback. Don't have to worry about it with pistols or anything. But this one's for your exhaust valve, and that's for your inlet valve at the bottom where you load your gas. So with this one, you would basically just turn this in or out to adjust your gas. Like how much it exhausts. So essentially what it does is it moves this one out a bit further and it causes the knocker in this one. Not sure if you can see that just there, that little knocker that knocks the valve. Essentially will make it less gas efficient, so you use more gas but you get better FPS depending on your setup. For this it doesn't really make too much difference, but I know one of the other guys, I think Blowback Industries, he had an issue with his double bell not shooting hard. I told him to just tune it because it was shooting 230 and he would bumped it up by 50 FPS just by tuning this one. Now what can happen is that will be too far out, essentially moving your knocker up when you slide your mag in without having your slide locked back, and essentially what that will do is it just won't strike the valve, it'll just strike above it. It also can cause leaking if you loosen it too much, and obviously don't tighten it too much or you can damage the brass part of the valve. So moving on to the next thing, the gas. Now this is MAP gas. You can also get propane as well. MAP gas is the highest pressure. It doesn't cool down mags as fast as any other gas, so that's why I like using it. It's slightly more expensive than buying propane. Buy these from East Coast Custom Blasters. They're just the basically your adapter to go on the bomb fitting or the BOM fitting, and it'll up your FPS. So with the Orion, it has a hop-up barrel. You can't really see it, but you can see it through here. Essentially that reduces your volume, which in turn reduces the amount of FPS you can achieve. So right now I'm getting about 270s, 280s with the hop-up barrel on it, but usually with your gas pistols you'd make it to about 300, 320 using MAP gas. It's cheaper than buying Predator Ultra Gas or any of those gases. I do have Predator Ultra Gas. It is nice gas. So yeah, you can buy these at Bunnings also. You don't have to go to a blast store or order online, which is a good thing about them too. You can buy these from East Coast Custom Blasters as well. They're little short stroking pads. They're not just plastic 3D print, they're just TPU, so they add some shock absorption in the actual mechanism. So essentially it will help your pistol to longevity to your slide as well. But with high cappers, I think you should be able to use like washers I've seen people use, but just keep in mind they're not shock absorption, which can cause issues down the track. But I'm not sure if East Coast Custom Plus sells these, but these are a good thing to have if you have a gas blowback magazine. for changing mag valves, tuning, as well as if your valve leaks, you can also tighten it up, because sometimes I've had that issue where they will sort of leak. But yeah, there's not much else I sort of can cover. Oh yeah, your lubes. So silicone gun oil for your mag, you can get an SM, I think it's saying it's an SM lube, whatever. It's essentially like a thin molly grease. It's essentially liquid, and it's great for your metal on metal contact, gas blowback. But yeah, you can get a blue adapter sold by RPM Tech Shop, I think it is. They're plastic, they can break. I've broken one, but they seal better than these. I will say that much. But other than that, that's pretty much covered. If you need any questions, just let me know.